Hello everybody, Sonic from SEGADriven here. You might be wondering why you're looking at my feet. Well, there's a reason for that. It's because we're going to be looking at LCD Sega games. So I'm going to do one game an episode because I want to show you a fair old bit of it. But yeah, so if you don't know what an old LCD game is, so these are completely self-contained portable games. This one unit contains one game and you can't change it out for anything else. It's all completely hand constructed to be this one game, and they use sort of the same sort of displays that you get in digital watches. So there's a very limited set of animations that it can do. Every single option is imprinted on the screen and is only visible for the certain actions that are displayed at the moment, but the entire screen cannot refresh itself and be something else. It's only ever these predetermined sort of sprites almost, but they're just images basically. So yeah, very much like a calculator, which only has predetermined images that it can only display, and it only display what certain ones at certain times, so it forms the numbers. Whereas in this case, it's forming actual images that are supposed to make up the graphics of the game. So I'm going to play this a little bit with the sound on first, and I'm going to turn it off. And there's a reason for that, because it's pretty bad. So let's kick it into action. So this, like I say, this is a Tiger Electronics take on Sonic the Hedgehog 1. As you can see, the background art is based on Marble Zone, and the music is also based on Marble Zone as well. And we'll get to that in a second. So we've got standard controls, left and right for moving left and right. Down is for, I think it's for spin attacking, I can't remember. Oh no, maybe it isn't, because we have obviously a big supersonic spin button, and that's how you attack enemies. Jump up does not put you in a ball. You're basically, it's almost like you go off a spring, so you're still like open to attack basically. So you always need to press the supersonic spin if you actually want to attack enemies. Okay, so it's a little bit different to the setup as a normal Sonic game. So let's start it off. Right, so as you can hear, we're getting a very annoying and sped up version of the Marble Zone thing. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So, like I say, with getting enemies, you can when you press spin attack, you only jump forward slightly. Whereas if you want to get the higher enemies, like these buzz bombers, you have to press up. You have to press up to jump first, and then spin attack in the air to actually defeat it. So yeah, pretty difficult. I'm going to turn the sound off now because it's doing my head in. But yeah, it's basically running to the right. That's all you ever do. There's no loops or anything like that. It's very traditional, sort of just bog basic 2D platformer. But the stages are actually based on the stages from Sonic 1. This isn't supposed to be Green Hill Zone. This is actually supposed to be Marble Zone. But as we progress through the game, you'll see that enemies and gimmicks from different stages, based on stages from the actual Mega Drive version of Sonic 1, do appear on this. So it is making, a pretty... It's attempting, at least, to emulate the actual game. There are some interesting power-ups. There'll be a little blank block that appears every now and again, and that gives me sort of like a boost. Here we go. See? And then I get the boost on the back on there. That means I can scroll through the stage quicker. Here we go. It's a boss battle. So basically, you just want to be avoiding the circle that appears when Robotnik attacks. We also have invincibility. There we go. And then if we go up there, we get the emerald, and that means we've beaten the stage. So now on to the second stage. And I'm trying to remember. I think this one's based on... Is it Spring Yard? I can't remember now. We'll soon find out. Come on. Yes, this is the one that's based on Spring Yard. So you'll notice some of the enemies become very clearly from Spring Yard. The giveaway is the blocks at the bottom there. Oh no, maybe this one isn't based on Spring Yard. Maybe this one is sort of a continuation of Marble Zone, because we're still getting... I can't remember what the name of the back box is. Oh no, tell a lie. We are getting the... So, I've forgotten all the names of the bloody badniks. They're still in my head in now. The little spiny things with the wheels on. They were going past on the bottom. Oh, I've died. So you do have a health gauge at the top here. So, yeah, and I'm taking damage when I flash there. Oh, that wasn't very good. Invincibility. So I'm not doing particularly well here. The next stage after this is actually based on Labyrinth Zone, and you do have an air gauge, because you are supposedly spending most of it underwater. It's not very clear that you are, but there's a couple of tells that sort of like give it away. But let's see if we can actually get through it first, because I'm down to my last life, I think. Oh, could have used that speed up boost. There it is. Go through. But yeah, it's not the most comfortable thing in the world to play, it's got to be said. The D-pad in particular is not a great thing. Oh, I've died again. Because of these convex, is it? Yeah, convex bumps. It does dig into your thumb quite a bit, and it's not particularly nice. Not very comfortable, it's got to be said. This button here is there's no sort of indentation or shapes embossed onto it, so it's actually, oh, that's all right. But yeah, the D-pad itself isn't particularly comfortable. But yeah, it's an interesting little thing. Like I say, not the greatest thing in the world, but it is doing a fairly decent attempt at trying to recreate Sonic 1 on, yeah, like I say, a machine that's pretty underpowered, and you know, shouldn't really be able to make this sort of thing work. But like I say, it's making a pretty decent attempt of it. It's just not obviously the greatest thing in the world. Let's see if I can actually get to this boss before I absolutely waste it. Oh, there's an invincibility. That's going to do me wonders. I wonder if I can get this boy. Oh, so I can move back on myself. There we go. That's how we can defeat on that one as well. But the idea is obviously to just push forward the entire time. Oh, I've knackered it. Well, there you go. That's about as much as you're going to get from Sonic 1, Tiger Electronics handheld. Yeah, like a copyright Sega 1991. So I'm assuming this came out the same year as Sonic 1 itself, or whether it's just licensed to Sega 1991. I'm not too sure. Because the units themselves, if I remember correctly, have copyright Tiger Electronics 1988 on them. Yes, they do. So the tech obviously dates back to them. But yeah, interesting little machine. The things I quite like about these LCD units is they're always really over-sculpted and very flashy looking, to obviously hide the fact that they're a bit naff. So yeah, we've got some lovely artwork on the face here. I recognise that one in particular. They used it for Sega World in Piccadilly Circus for quite a while, and that's obviously just the standard Sonic 1 Sonic that features on the cover of the Mega Drive game. But yeah, nice little unit. Like I say, not particularly great to play, but it does a valiant attempt at trying to make Sonic 1 work on a very, very underpowered system. But yeah, there you go.